Okay, so in this video I'm going to show our blue ticks and our single ticks. Like first, before we start, we're gonna go back to our DB browser for SQLite. In here, just click it, and then in here open the database, like the location where you saved it. So after you've opened it, you'll see these messages here. We have messages, we have all these. We've only opened this a few times in the course, but you can be checking here the messages that we're actually serving a conversation. So in here, in the messages, just come to read and then click twice on read, so we can order by read. If you can see, we have only a few messages that are actually read, like here, these last ones there, but the rest of the messages here, they're just 00 or unread, because I haven't yet done the unread feature until recently. So if you go back to the Visual Studio, in your code here, you notice that in the chat box, yes, in here we mark message as read just in the last video. So now we're gonna, if you go back to the Chrome, it's showing messages are read, but they're all showing just one tick, one tick, one tick, and here on the left side messages, we're not supposed to show the tick. So let's fix that before we actually dispatch our messages. Let's go back to our chat box. There, scroll to the top, come where there's a red class here. Just inside here, we're gonna make a PHP, type at PHP. Inside here, we're gonna add a few, if-else statement, and get the message, this one here, since we're inside the for each, get the message, if message user ID is equals to auth ID. So here what we're checking is, if this message that is currently being rendered to the blade, like, does it belong to the authenticated user currently or not? So if it is not, we're not going to do anything. If it does belong to the user, we are going to write another if statement in here. So you just type if message read is equals to now. Here you can also say if it's equals to 0, since we're adding zeros and ones here, just 0 and 1. So just say 0, because now and 0 are actually different. Is equals to 0. In here we're going to echo. Here let's echo a class. Let's just say I for an icon class will be equals to bootstrap. Here bib, I'm gonna add a check 2. Alright, then here just add another class called status tick. Close that like this. Add an I, and then close it fully. Also add a semicolon there. Let's just copy this. Here let's type else. Here if it is not read, we're gonna show this tick 1, or else if it is read, we're gonna show this tick 2. We're gonna here just type -o. All right, and then here type text primary, since we're using bootstrap. Here just also remove this one in the end. We forgot to remove this. So here if I refresh the chat and then I go to Tom, so now you can see that we have blue ticks here. And if you can notice that on the left side of the chat, we don't have ticks anymore, because we're only showing ticks for the, this user's message that they sent. And if you can see, as we go up, we're not going to see any blue ticks, because we only started implementing this feature on our recent videos. So let's fix that in our next video by dispatching an event when we read a message, and then also we are going to mark all messages as read when we select a chat on a user.